Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our Friday edition of our Let's Talk Business podcast. We are here with Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. And as I always say, we have some exciting guests for you today. First off, we have Keisha Fernandez, who is the owner of Mavel Enterprises, LLC. And we have Mr. Andrew Landry, who is with Clearant Payment Solutions.
Yes, ma'am.
They're joining us today, and again, we have an exciting show for you today. So listen up. Thank you for joining us, and thank you guys for coming on board. So what we want to do first is for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, and then we'll get into the interview. So Andrew, would you want to start?
Sure. My name is Andrew Landry. I am the district manager for Clearant Payment Solutions. What we do is credit card processing. What that really means is we help businesses that take credit cards save money on their credit card fees. Okay. So that's the basic gist of what we do.
Okay. Well, we're always looking to save money on our credit card processing fees.
That's what I need.
Okay. And Miss Kisha?
My name is Keisha Fernandez. I am a tattoo artist, and I am the owner of Island Ink Tattoo Studios in Galveston. I pretty much been doing art all my life. I'm also a painter and I draw. So yeah, that's what I do.
Exciting.
Talk about exciting. Talk about exciting. A woman tattoo artist. That's like the children say, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so Andrew,
yes, ma'am.
Tell us about what is the credit card processing? Tell us a little bit about that. Some of us may have maybe a little shady or cloudy in our minds about it. So simplify that for us.
So basically what credit card processing is that when you as a individual go into a store or to an individual and try to purchase, now you have the ability to pay with credit card. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Okay.
The process for taking that card goes through a process of sending signals and bank information to and from the bank so that you can get your money. Okay. And so what we do is we process those payments. So what happens is you spend $10, there's a signal that reads from the machine to the bank to see if the $10 is available. Okay. And then once it's available, then we process that so that you can get your money in the bank. So processing is basically a way to exchange currency without having cash.
That's good. Like transaction.
Okay. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, oftentimes we swipe all the time, all day, every day. And we know that it's a process, but oftentimes we don't know exactly what the process is step by step. So that is good to know exactly what the process is. Okay. So Miss Keisha.
Hey.
Why did you decide, what motivated you to start your own business, become the business owner and a tattoo artist? Yeah. I mean, and I say that because you're in a male dominated industry.
Yes, which is very hard.
Okay. So now here you come and you're on the scene. What's that like for you?
It's pretty much different because first off, starting the business wise was the motivation of people telling me I can't. Definitely telling me I can't. I was a general manager at Sonic for a long time, and the supervisor was so ugly, and they were like, Sonic is all you'll ever know. And I'm like, no, there's a world full, of businesses out there that you can pretty much do anything you want. Mm-hmm. And art just been with me since I was 7. So I just incorporate art into my everyday life, and to me, bonus came with it. So I opened up my tattoo shop and I love it. Something I always wanted to do.
Wow. Okay. What do you enjoy most? I hear it in your heart. I hear your heart saying, I love it. I love it. Okay. So tell us about what do you enjoy most about owning your own studio? I mean, I hear you say that you worked at Sonic for 3 years. So you've gone from Sonic to Mavel Enterprises LLC to now you've got your own studio and you're just doing the doggone thing. So what is your greatest sense of accomplishment, I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
My greatest accomplishment is following my dreams. Mm-hmm. Definitely. I was working for Sonic for 8 years.
Wow.
8 years. And it's just pretty much just following my dreams, like making sure I continue doing what I wanted to do and not allow nobody to say I can't. Not allowing myself saying I can't either. As far as having the tattoo shop is it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Like
Yeah.
I never even thought I could even get this far, honestly. So it's just amazing. I get to help others. That's a great accomplishment.
Okay.
And just helping others doing art.
Okay.
It's just so
living your
simple.
dream. Just living your dream, right?
It's simple and beautiful.
Simple and beautiful. Okay. Okay. So Andrew, I'm gonna ask you, why are the fees so high with credit card processing? Why are the fees so high?
That's a good question.
Well, there's a lot of caveats into credit card processing, right? So there are several different cards. So you look at Visa, you look at MasterCard, you look at American Express, Diners Club, Discover,
Okay.
right? So all of those cards, they have a rate attached to the card.
Right.
The struggle is that they may have 5 different Visa cards with 5 different rates.
Mm-hmm.
So you as a merchant or a business owner, you don't know what the rate is on that card, and there's no way to know.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the month, or when they take those fees, what they do is they'll take the fee for that card, whatever Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover states that fee is, and then they tack on their amount. So many times you're looking at paying upwards of 2 to 3% per credit card swipe. And so the goal of my company is to reduce those rates so that you're not paying over what you have to pay. Now, there's some fees that you just have to pay because it's associated with the use of the card. And so what we do is we come in, we give you an assessment of how much cards you use and what type of cards, and then we reduce those rates for you. We also have programs where you don't even have to pay any processing fees. So you can now with the Durbin Amendment, you can now legally pass those fees on to a customer so that you're not paying those processing fees.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? You said Durbin.
The Durbin Amendment. So the Durbin Amendment now allows the business owner to say, "Hey, I'm going to pass this fee on to you because I'm not paying a credit card processing fee." And there's some some people that really love it, and some people like, "No, I don't want to add that additional to my client." One of the things that I tell business owners, and I work for the business owner, and it's for them to educate their customers on why we're doing it this way.
Okay.
But when you think about using a credit card, if I go to buy tires for my car, I'm gonna use my American Express because I'm getting double points and double rewards.
Okay.
So it's gonna pay for my trip to Disney World, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, in essence, the business owner is paying for my trip to Disney World because they have those high fees associated with me using that card. So by taking that concept and saying, "Hey, I'm not paying for your trip to Disney this year, so you pay the 3.5% that it comes with the cost of using that card, or bring cash." Right? So if you bring cash, you don't have to worry about paying any fees. And so that program has been widely becoming popular because you have people that are paying in excess of $1,000 a month in credit card processing fees.
Yeah. Definitely.
Whereas a small business, you can take that $1,000 and you can reinvest it. And if you got good product and good service, people come back.
Yeah.
And they understand your business model. So it's just an educational piece.
And when you think about that in terms of a business owner, like say for instance me, I've been, and I'm just like a creature of habit. Once I get set up, I don't want to change all that. I don't want to do all that. But for me, what could you tell me if you presented this to me and you say, "Hey, Bobby, I want to talk to you about something," and I said, "Well, Andrew, I don't want to talk about that. I'm already set up." What do you think would be that you could say to me for me to say, I need to come over there to your side?
The primary thing I say to most business owners, because that's a common thing. The thing that I say is I can help you as a business owner increase your revenue.
Oh.
all business owners are in business for increased revenue.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
if I can increase your revenue by eliminating your processing fees, this is a great opportunity. This is a win-win for you, because not only are you able to reinvest that money into your business, but you will get a sense of customer loyalty. So we started this program about 5 years ago, maybe about 4 years ago, and we've done studies on it to see kind of what's happening with those people, and it's like the customer retention and loyalty has gone up by just adding this simple feature of passing that fee on to the customer.
That's very interesting.
Yeah,
It's
it
crazy.
is because I have Square app at my business, and the processing fee is a lot.
And I'll say this because this is one of my taglines. Friends don't let friends use Square.
Oh, excuse me.
Wow.
Friends don't let that. I close out every networking event that I go to when I do my elevator speech or my commercial. Friends don't let friends use Square. And I'll explain because I think it's important. Square is a convenience piece, right? It is, you put your name on a computer, they send you the little white thing, you can take payments, right? It's similar to if we both need a gallon of milk, and you go to the convenience store, and I go to HEB. Well, you don't spend $5. I'm gonna spend $1.99.
Yes.
Square is the $5. It is,
Definitely
you're
is.
paying for the convenience, you're paying for the easy access, as opposed to spending a little time driving down the street an extra 2 minutes and getting the $1.99. And Square's not safe, right? So
It's definitely not safe.
yeah, they've been breached before, and they're expensive, and it could damage your reputation. And I say that because if I come get a tattoo from your spot, I use my card, and then they get breached. The first thing I'm gonna say is, don't go to her spot, because that's where my information got stolen.
Yeah.
And so it's vitally important to have that security and encryption in place that we offer. And if you get breached, the fee for getting breached, the fine is $100,000 off the top, and then you got to pay for credit repair and all that stuff. So be very careful.
Consumer?
No, for the merchant, for the business owner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I do know that they can dispute easily,
Right.
and it come right off your card.
Right.
That's one part I dislike
Absolutely.
about Square.
Yeah. So
if you've got a tagline for friends don't let friends use Square, what's your tagline for PayPal? I'm sure there has to be one. I'm sure.
I don't have one. It's just my own personal one because the tagline gets people attention. PayPal is the same. It's expensive. It's a high price way to process. They put you on a flat rate. Flat rate processing is probably the worst. If somebody say, hey, I'm offering you this percentage, it's probably not good, because some of those cards, like if I walk into to a store and I use my debit card, the rate on that is like only 0.05 and 22 cents.
Okay.
Right. So on $100, really, I can buy something without extra processing fees for like, I can get $99. I can still get almost $99.50.
Okay.
But they say, okay, we're charging you 1.5 or 2. Now that number drops to $97. And so we assess those things, look at it, and see how we can help a business owner save money.
Well, I'm sure our listeners and our viewers I hope you guys are paying attention, because this is like real, and then when you think about it over time, like some people say, oh, that's just $1, or that's just $1.50, and then you think about how many times you swiped or you used, and then you think about that, look at it over a year, and when you saying about you just reinvested into your company, that is really, really something to think about. And even for me, who I admit that I'm a creature of habit, for my small business, and we are small, so we want to save where we can and put it back. And so I'm definitely interested myself. And so
I am too,
yeah. So our viewers and our listeners, that is definitely something for you to think about for your business as well. Okay, Miss Keisha, I'm going to come back over to you. Mavel Enterprises is a woman-owned tattoo shop.
Correct.
Correct. How did you get there? How did you get here? How did you get from it's especially with having a supervisor when you were at Sonic say to you, oh, this is all you're going to ever do.
Yeah.
You know, what was your aha moment? I guess is what I'm asking.
Okay, so my aha moment to just do tattoos. Well, I've been a tattoo artist for 9 years now.
Okay.
I'm 27. So my aha moment was, okay, so honestly speaking, me and art, we used to have like a bad relationship. So whenever I'm honestly,
You and art.
yes,
Okay.
and I take art very seriously because it's really my therapeutic moments
Okay.
whenever I deal with life situations.
Okay.
So as soon as I was going through a bad moment in time, I went to art. But then whenever I did it, I got my first tattoo and I was just like, oh, this is the same thing. Like, it's the same thing as drawing on paper. And then I tried it myself and it wasn't at all.
Okay.
So I just committed. I'm the type of person that I commit to something. Like if I'm passionate about it, I'm going to commit to it. And then over time, I was doing it out of like Parkland, my mom's house, for like $10. Yeah. And then I just kept going and never stopped. It was days I cried about it. You know, it was days where I said, whatever, I'm leaving it alone. I don't want to do it no more, you know? And I just it's just something in my heart that just kept going, just kept going. And I wanted to learn every time I got a tattoo. I was dedicated to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm real good at what I do now.
So you went from, I'm just amazed at your story when you talk about, I worked at Sonic for 8 years.
Yeah. And I had a lot of people telling me, ew, you gonna let her tattoo you? It's so funny.
Wow. That's something.
It's just dedication, honestly. Staying true to myself and just keep going.
Yeah. And not letting that just make you believe that this is it for me. This is all, all I'm going to do is be a manager at Sonic. So that's, and I'm sure just your story is inspiring others simply because, oftentimes we feel like, well, if she can do it, then I can do it. And so that's really, really good. When things get overwhelming for you, what is your go-to? What helps to keep you grounded when you're overwhelmed so that you don't give up and that you just continue to persevere?
Honestly, I paint and poetry.
Okay.
To me, the big thing is poetry and painting go so well together. Okay. So it's like music, it eases me and all I do is just paint. So that really keeps me grounded, honestly.
That's your therapy, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Definitely.
Okay. Okay.
I'm real big on follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make your dreams reality.
Sounds like it. Because you are your story. You are your own story, and that's very inspiring. Okay, so Andrew, I'm coming back to you now. Okay. Do I have to use my bank? Do I have to use my bank?
No.
You're helping me.
Yeah. No. Okay.
What many people don't realize is that banks don't process. Banks are a third party. And so when you use your bank, most times you're paying more because now you have two separate entities to pay. So the money so let's say you use a bank like Wells Fargo. Okay. Wells Fargo uses another company called First Data. Okay. So you'll see your statement at the end of the month, it'll say First Data or Fiserv, I think is their name now. But you think you're processing through Wells Fargo. Well, in essence, what you're doing is you're paying Wells Fargo to use Fiserv to process your payments. And so everybody's got to get paid. So Wells Fargo gets their money, Fiserv gets their money, and you lose your money. So we take out the middleman. So we're the direct processor. So we communicate directly with Visa, MasterCard, American Express. We do all of that. Oh. And that's how we're able to reduce costs and help you to save money. So if you are using your bank, you shouldn't be.
That you're really helping me. So am I understanding you to say that if my bank is Bank of America, okay, and so, but I'm connected with you now. I'm connected with Clearant now. So I'm swiping my card. So it's gonna, does that transaction like redirect itself so it just bypasses Bank of America and comes straight to clearing, or how does that work?
So in essence, what happens is when you process, the bank is the one that is sending the money back and forth. You send
Okay.
or back and forth through the channels.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you don't have to change your bank. You can still use the same bank. We just get a voided check for the account that you want the money to go into. So many people think that, well, do I have to change? If I change from my bank, do I have to change my? You don't have to change it. We are the method of communication to get the information back and forth so that you can get your money. So you would still be able to use Bank of America as a bank. They just wouldn't be using Fiserv or First Data as a
Oh,
processor. And
okay.
so, and for you as a business owner, it doesn't really matter how it gets there. It is, how does it
Oh
get there?
yeah.
When is it going to get there? And so we've cut out that middleman to where you can get your money the next day. You don't have to wait. So that's what we do.
That's important. That last
Mm.
part you said, you don't have to wait days, because
Yeah.
you know how we are. We're
Oh,
microwave people.
Right.
You know
3 to 5
how
business
we want this, and I have to say, as a sidebar, with all of these companies out here, all these businesses out here, and all these companies out here, and everybody's charging fees. Cash App is charging fees, but that's a whole nother story.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cash App is a
Cash App.
whole nother story. And then of course, yeah, that's a whole nother story. Okay. And then you have uh, help me y'all with these other
Like Venmo.
Yeah, okay.
Zelle. I like Zelle.
now
Zelle
Zelle
goes
is my
straight.
absolute
Yeah,
favorite.
mine's too.
Zelle is my absolute favorite because it's it's an instant transaction, and it's no fees.
Right.
And so as small business owners, of course, we're trying to save where we can.
Mhm.
And so the Venmo thing, the Cash App thing, and it's just a couple of other ones that are out there. And so and they're charging all these exorbitant fees. So my question to you is it illegal? Is it illegal to charge customers a processing fee?
No, it's not it's not illegal.
Okay.
You can pass the fee to the customer. The thing I tell business owners, if you're using Cash App for business purposes, you are not doing yourself justice.
Well, thank you for telling me.
Okay.
Cash App is not a business.
Cash App is
It's
hard.
not for business.
Mhm.
It is for personal.
Mhm.
It was a designed to send my sister or my cousin or my mom some money if they
Mhm.
needed it.
Mhm.
It wasn't designed to do business. And so with that, if you're really running a legitimate business
Mhm.
and you run it through Cash App, now you have no way of tracking for your tax purposes, your sales tax. And so now you find yourself in trouble with the IRS if you are using it for business purpose.
Right.
And not trying to strike fear, just educate. Right.
It's definitely
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't
Right.
want the IRS knocking on your door because you done made $50,000 in Cash App,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And
And
you don't want IRS in your business. You don't want
At
IRS
all.
into your account. You
At
don't want
all.
IRS auditing you. And so that's a real thing.
Right.
That's a real thing. And I know that, and I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Right. No, I understand.
But just like you said, it's about education. Some people do it that way because for those very reasons. They don't want to pay the comptroller.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay, internal revenue. And so some things are going to be changing with Cash App because the IRS is very, very much aware, of what's happening with it. And there's some things that are coming, and you heard it from me. Okay. So just be careful. And just like Andrew was saying, that it wasn't designed for business. It was for more personal. Send my mama, send my baby, send my grandbaby some money. And so, yeah. And those fees are of course attached there.
Yeah.
If you're, if you need that money right now,
Right.
if
Yeah,
you know, there are fees, there are fees for instant, transactions is what it's called. How can one tell if they're paying too much?
It's hard to know if you personally are paying too much because you don't know what you should be paying. That's where we come in.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
I have a customer that does $15,000 a month in credit card processing.
Okay.
His fees are probably about $150 to $200
on that 15,000.
on that.
Okay.
Exceptional, right? His exceptional rate. I have the same customer that's doing, or a different customer that's doing $70,000 a month in credit card processing, and he pays $70. So, so there's so many.
That's like a what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, moment.
So some of it's programming. So on the cash discount where he's passing the fee to the customer, he's paying $70 a month, and he's doing 70,000 in transactions. The other guy, he's paying the fee himself, but he's got such a low rate that he's only paying $150 to $200 on 15,000. So what we do is we assess that. I see how much you're taking. I see what type of cards you're taking, because all of the areas are pretty similar. So if I go into, say, a place like River Oaks, I know most of the people there are using credit card. They're not using debit card. But if I go to a place off of Scott, those people are using debit card. They're not using credit card. So we're able to gather that data and see what kind of cards you're getting, and also see how we can help you save that money.
I have a question. So are you guys located like in different states or just?
So we're a national brand, clearance national brand. We have we don't have banks or businesses on every corner like the Wells Fargos, but we have reps out in the field, and so we work from home and we service our communities. So, and we can help anybody. I have customers in Michigan, North Carolina, so I have them all over.
Cool.
That's good stuff. So if you're just joining us today, we're here on our Let's Talk Business podcast, and we're featuring our member showcase. We have our guest in the studio today, Miss Keisha Fernandez, who is the owner of Mayville Enterprises LLC, who is the owner of
Island Inc.
Island
Tattoo
Inc.
Studio.
Island Inc. Tattoo Studios. So yes, we've got a lady tattoo artist in here in the studio today that's doing the doggone thing. Yes, and she's located in Galveston. And then of course we have Mr. Andrew Landry, who is the district manager. Did I say it right?
District manager.
The district
Yes,
manager with Clearance Payment Solutions.
Yes.
And so they are our featured member showcase guests today. And of course, we're going to take this time to thank our supporting members, which are Amico Federal Credit Union, Enlightenment Enterprises, the Linwood Group, and Quality Precision Coatings. And we want to thank those businesses for supporting our Let's Talk Business podcast. Also, we're in the GMT radio studio with media. This guy, Media Magic, is he's affectionately known as Nice. He's so nice. He is his name. His name is Mr. Kenji Johnson. However, if you are needing a commercial for your business, if you're needing exposure for your business, you might want to check out GMT Radio, and that's at www.gmtradio.com. Check him out. He will put your business on the map. You will be very, very pleased with the services that he offers. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And then I just want to take a moment to talk about Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We are one chamber in 4 regions serving 12 counties. And the counties that we service are Harris County, Montgomery County, Liberty County, Galveston County, Region 2, Brazoria County, and Fort Bend. We also service Chambers County, Jefferson County, and Orange County. Region 4 is Jasper, Newton, and Hardin counties. And that's a huge reach for us. One chamber serving 12 counties. There is no other chamber that is doing that. And we're super excited to be able to do that for you. And we're able to service those regions that we serve. And that is so major. Also, we are committed to, as a Chamber of Commerce, we are committed to acquiring and disseminating valuable business information, the resources and the tools for our members to achieve entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity in the region and international. So that's what we do as a Chamber of Commerce. So if you are in the business of you needing mentoring, you're needing coaching, go to our website at tcbcc.org. That's tcbcc.org. bcc.org. And I tell people all the time to make sure you click on our services tabs, make sure you click on our testimonials, because our services tab will show you all of the services that we do provide. And of course, our testimonials, I refer to that as those are our reviews. Those are not paid actors. Those are our reviews, and there are real people that tell you about what the chamber has helped them to do, help them to achieve, and what they've gained as a result of being a member of our Chamber of Commerce. So check that out also. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, now I want to talk to Keisha about, tell us a little bit about what drives your success.
What drives my success? Pretty much, I'm gonna always go back to follow your dreams. Like, I feel like growing up, it was put in my head that I had to go to college, which college isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Go to college, but working the 9 to 5 jobs, or being a nurse, my mom was so big on me being a nurse, and I felt like if I wasn't happy in those fields, why should I put in my all? So what drives me is being myself every day, doing what I love to do, making money off of what I love to do, and just making it a lifestyle, pretty much. So
and when you do what you love, it's not like work.
No, it's definitely not work.
Yeah,
definitely not work. I always say it's love, and the money is the bonus, and the money is real good. So
it's love and the bonus. Okay.
And the bonus.
Okay. So tell us about, how can our viewers and our listeners find you? Where can we find you?
So pretty much I'm on all social media platforms. I have a YouTube account. It's called Mavelle Tattoos. Instagram, Mavelle Tats. Facebook, my name, Keisha Fernandez. You can also just come out. We're on 19th Street in Harborside. It's called Island Inc. We are opening up a second location, and it's going to be on 46 and Fort Crocker in Galveston by the seawall, and it's called Pharaoh's Island. So we have 2 locations now.
Wow.
Boss move.
Look at you. Look at you just doing the doggone thing, one tattoo studio in 2 locations.
Correct.
That's
okay.
nice. That's
okay.
nice.
That's great. So do you, I hear you say that you have 2 locations and you're on all of the social media sites. What about, do you have a website?
Oh, I do have a website. It's called www.mavelletattoos.com.
Okay.
You can pretty much find me there. My story, my background, my artwork is there. I also paint. So if anybody ever need a custom painting, I do those too. And I do paint and sip parties. So
paint and sip.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about any other services that are offered in either of your locations other than the tattoos.
Yes, we have one of my guys, his name is Will. He does flyers.
Okay.
Kayla, she's a singer. She's also a piercer. Yeah, those.
Okay, so you got tattoos, piercer,
flyer maker.
Person.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that sounds like a one-stop shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Young entrepreneurs, that's what I call us.
Okay.
On the go.
Okay. So now we know where to find you on all the social media sites and also on YouTube. Well, YouTube. Okay. So, Mr. Landry.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna shift here a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna shift here.
All
Other
right.
than clearance, you do something else.
I do.
Talk about that.
So, first, I'm an author and I do public speaking. So, I've published 2 books. The first book I published is called Overcoming the Addiction That No One Has. From that book, God revealed to me that men don't have a safe place to talk about real life issues. And so that's where we incorporated Where Men Hurt. So Where Men Hurt is a nonprofit organization designed to give men a platform to talk about real life issues in a safe, non-judgmental setting. We currently meet at a barbershop in Humble on Monday nights. We have roundtable discussions, and we talk about those things that men don't talk about. We build relationships. We provide a place of vulnerability and transparency so that men can get to a better place. And so we're excited about Where Men Hurt. This is our 3rd year, and It's great. It's great watching men come from dark places to a place of being healthy, whole, and complete.
That is so very interesting, even with the title of it, Where Men Hurt. Because in a society, we just don't think that men hurt.
Yeah, definitely. Powerful.
Yeah, we just don't think that men hurt. And for you to have given birth to a nonprofit that is that safe place, for men to come, no judgment,
Right.
And to just open up, because I'm sure that it's hard for men, because so, like, growing up, so many guys I've heard say that, our dads told us men don't cry. Men don't cry. Toughen up, toughen up. And so for you to have given birth to a nonprofit where men can come and be vulnerable and be transparent and say, I went through this and I was so young and I went through that. I went through molestation or rape or watching my parents drugs, or those really dark places, to be able to, and see, that's where the healing starts.
Absolutely.
When you can just put it out there, because like you said, so we don't talk about that.
No.
And so for you to be able to have that spot, and I know I'm probably sounding redundant, but that is huge.
Yeah, the main place where men heal, the first step to healing, and I tell it to all the guys, is transparency and vulnerability. And until you get to that place, there's no real healing there for you. And so what we do is we open up the floor. We give you an opportunity. It's no pressure. You can choose to talk if you want. You can just come to listen. But we talk about those real issues. We talk about the issues of infidelity. We talk about domestic violence. We talk about drug, alcohol, sex addiction. We talk about those things. And once we build that relationship, then it gives us the ability to promote self-awareness and self-accountability
And healing.
and healing and accountability partners. So that's what we do.
That's great.
That is so awesome.
It is awesome.
That is awesome. And I can just see, it's like, and it's not cliche, it's real, when like Alcoholics Anonymous, and then you go to a meeting and you say, okay, my name is Bobby and I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
That's the step, and so now you have this platform, Where Men Hurt.
Yeah.
Is that the correct?
Yeah, it's Where Men Hurt.
Where Men Hurt.
And it's strategic, right? God gave it to me, but in him giving it to me, it's strategic, because where is a location? Right? When you look at where is a location. And so the location that this man is hurting is right here. And so we want to address where, which is right there. This other man is hurting in a different area, and that's his where. And so everything that we do is about the location and getting the person to open up, be honest, be transparent, and then providing resources so that they can get where they need to go.
So is it like a step process, like with alcoholics? Okay, they have like a 10
12 steps, yeah.
To 12. Okay, see, I don't even know.
So
12 steps. So when once they recognize the where, how do they? This is my where.
Right.
Okay. So would the next step be my how or my when? So once they've come and they've embraced this safe place, and they feel the freedom to share and to talk about it, what's next for them?
So it depends. Each case is different, right?
Okay.
And so some people don't want to go to a counselor if they're dealing with issues.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to go to a finance director if they're having problems with budgets.
Okay.
So it's individual. And so we kind of walk hand in hand with each individual. So we have the resources in place to be able to say, okay, this is the counselor I need you to go see, or this is somebody I suggest that you go see. We have that. Okay. But if you're not ready for that, then I'm not going to force you that.
Right.
I'm going to say, okay, well, let's, just keep coming on Monday nights. We'll chop it up. And, there's so much education and insight with the people. I mean, because we as men have been through so much, and there's nobody that is in it by themselves. So if I dealt with the things that I dealt with, there's somebody else in that other room, that's dealt with it also.
That's right.
And now I can get insight and I can get practical advice on how to get to the place that I'm in a place of overcoming. And so we spend time on that, and it's an open forum. It's men only, obviously.
Okay.
So we do that every Monday night at headquarters studios in Humble, Texas. We meet for about an hour and a half. I bring them some pizza or something, and we just sit up and chop it up.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing.
I
I've
love
I've heard I've heard people say, if you keep hanging around, when you talked about it's very strategic, it made me think about, there's a cliche that says, if you keep hanging out at the barbershop, you're going to eventually want to get your hair cut. I mean, if that's your hangout, and you just going there to chop it up with the guys, but there are other, you never getting a haircut. You just sitting there. Okay. But you're seeing all these other guys that are coming in here getting services.
Right.
You see what they look like when they come in, and you see their transformation when they go out. So at some point, you're going to say, well,
I might need to do that.
Yeah. And so you guys are meeting at a barbershop.
Right.
And I think that's very strategic, because when you say barbershop, that's a place of transformation.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
That's a place of transformation. And I concur that is very strategic, Andrew.
You.
That's very strategic.
Well, it wasn't me. So
Right.
Right.
I understand. Don't take his credit.
Yeah,
don't take God's credit
it's all
for it.
his credit.
I understand. And so you're also a published author.
Yes.
What you got over there?
So I wrote 2 books. My first book, like I said earlier, is called Overcoming the Addiction That No One Has.
Okay.
And this book is topically about my journey in overcoming sex addiction.
Okay.
So when I was a young boy, I was sexually molested,
Okay.
and then it kind of carried on into my adult life.
Okay.
So then I talk about that in that book, kind of giving you that journey.
Okay.
Then my second book is called After the Violation, a comprehensive guide to healing after being sexually mishandled. Well, because of my story of being sexually molested, there were some things that I need to put in place and some steps that I need to take so that I could be healed.
Okay.
And so the second book is kind of a guide of the steps that I did to get past that area. And so you can get both of the books on my website at wheremenhurt.org.
Okay.
Very easy reads, very simple. The one thing I will say is that of all the people that have read my book, the one thing they have said is I couldn't put it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like once I started, I designed 15 minutes to read and I couldn't put it down. And so for me, that's powerful. And the story is about hope and redemption. Is what the real story of the book is about.
I that is so impressive. Even I've been an avid reader for many, many years, but prior to that, I would never read for leisure. I would never read for pleasure. And it's something about a title.
Yes, definitely.
There is something about a title, and I can remember as if it was today. I was in Walmart and I was minding my own business, and I passed a setup, a prop, so to speak, and there was a book display. And the title was Temptation. Yeah. It was two a picture of a wedding set, on there, and I passed it, and it was like one of those, and from that book written by a Black author, from that book, I just became this avid reader, and it was all in that title, Temptation, and I'm looking at After the Violation.
Yeah, that's what made me say, can I?
Yes. So I've been violated. Right. Now this is after the violation. And the other one is overcoming
the addiction that no one has.
Overcoming the addiction that no one has.
And one thing I want to make clear is, I say the title is After Being Sexually Mishandled. And that encompasses a lot of different stuff, and it was very intentional because some people have been maybe raped or date raped, so all of that is sexual mishandling, and I didn't want to just narrow down to one thing, so I want to make sure that it was for everybody that have been in that compromised position, so that they can have an avenue to be able to look at what they can do. And it's been some great conversations around it because men don't really talk about it, so that's the first thing. And the second thing is that from what I've seen, most women that have been in that situation are very reluctant to move forward.
Yeah.
The shame, the embarrassment,
Mhm.
is it my fault? That type of thing. So it's been some very great conversations around the book.
I mean, I'm telling you, you really,
Yeah,
it's
this is
been
real
very, very
helpful.
eye opening for me because, um, and when you say the healing part, well, let's just talk about the man that has been so hurt, and he hasn't moved towards getting help or to the healing, or to the being able to speak it out, to just say it, put it out in the atmosphere, and then to go into a relationship. You're in this hurt place, and now you're taking your hurt into this hurt place you're in into a relationship, and so there are men that won't even own it. You hurt me, I went through this, and they won't own it, so they've taken that baggage into a new relationship, and it's not working.
Yeah.
And so I applaud you for being that vessel that God used to put your story out there, for you to be transparent, and you to be the voice to say, hey, I can identify
Absolutely.
because I have
I've
been
been
there.
Yeah.
So that's good
Well,
stuff.
thank
That
you.
is good stuff. Talk a little bit about you have an event coming up.
Absolutely.
Talk
I'm
and you get excited.
I'm excited.
Talk a little bit about your event that you have coming up.
So this weekend, the 27th and the 28th, I guess it's next weekend.
Okay.
The 27th and the 28th, we're holding a social justice town hall.
Okay.
So this town hall is going to give an opportunity for the community and law enforcement to come together, answer some tough questions, talk about some tough topics, so that we can start repairing the relationship between law enforcement and the community. That's going to be Friday night at 6 o'clock
Okay.
at Fountain Blue Event Center in Pasadena.
Okay.
Following that, that's from 6 to 7:30. Following that, we're going to have our first annual bingo fundraiser, and the bingo fundraiser is going to be off the chain. We
Bingo. Tell me how bingo's gonna be off the chain, Andrew. Tell me.
Well, because you plan for these great prizes, right?
Okay.
So we got Yeti cooler, we got Apple Watch, we got TV, we got casino trip, we got vacation package. Yeah, we got grill. I mean, we got all kind of great prizes. But then it also what really the reason I did it as a bingo fundraiser is because all of the stuff that we do and Where Men Hurt is about men.
Okay.
And so women can't come to the conference. Women can't come to the Monday night meetings. So I wanted to have an opportunity to have the women of those people that are involved, so that they know what we're really doing.
Oh.
And so we're, bring your significant other, whatever you want to do. And so we're gonna play bingo. We're gonna play for some prizes, and then Saturday we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna end it with the third annual Where Men Hurt Men's Conference. And the men conference is designed to bring in the men so that they can get the education and they can get the applicable tools to be able to help them. So we're going to be looking at where men hurt spiritually, where they hurt mental health, where they hurt physical health, where they hurt in their finances, where they hurt in their relationships.
Okay.
And so we're going to have speakers come in and talk about that. We'll have panel discussions also. So if you got a question or something to get, you were kind of confused about something, you can ask the expert. And so we're going to do that Saturday. The bingo is a registration fee. It's $50 per person.
Okay.
If you want to get a table, you can get a table of 8 for $500, and it gets extra bingo cards and some other perks.
Okay.
But that's a $50 registration. You can register at wheremenhurt.org.
Okay.
And then the men conference is a $50 registration fee also.
Okay.
So for the men, they'll have two different fees, but it'll be well worth it. It'll be worth your $50 investment on both of them.
Wow. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. So what if I would I'm not going to be able to make it to the bingo, as you're trying to get me come play bingo.
Come play bingo.
So I'm not going to be able to make the bingo event. But I would like to tell our listeners and our viewers. So this big, huge event is next weekend. As Andrew said, August 27th and 28th for that weekend. And if you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like to sponsor someone, if there is a male that hurts and he just doesn't have the $50, where can I donate? If I just say, okay, Andrew, I would like to sponsor somebody, I'm just going to send you some money. I don't care. I don't need a receipt. I don't care who you send it to. I know that you're going to put the money to good use. How can I do that?
So I would the easiest way is just going to the website, wheremenhurt.org. We have a donate button at the bottom. You can donate. We definitely appreciate that. If you have a business and you want some recognition, we have some sponsorship positions available where you'll actually get an opportunity to talk about what your company does and all of that. If anybody's looking for, they want vendor, we have vendor booths available. So if you got products or services that you want to promote, we're expecting a big crowd. So opportunity to get in front of a bunch of people. So, just wheremenhurt.org is where you can find the information to register or to donate. So look us up. We're looking forward to meeting y'all this weekend.
That is exciting. Where Men Hurt conference, the 3rd annual Where Men Hurt conference. So please, if you're interested in supporting the effort, it's a nonprofit organization. If you are interested in supporting, by all means, go to wheremenhurt.org. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Keisha, as we wind down, this has been some good information. It's been some great information.
Really
it's always time well spent here with our guest panelists. And so Miss Keisha, the woman tattoo artist extraordinaire, tell us what are your short term? Give us a little snapshot of your short term goals and then your long term goals. You've gone from one studio location to 2.
Yes.
And that happened pretty fast for you, right?
Yeah, I'm not even a year.
Wow.
See,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So talk about a little bit about your short term and or your long term goals.
Okay, so I'm real big on walk by faith, not by sight. That's why I got the second shop. Planning, most definitely plan for like dark days, say if I don't have rent. So short-term goal is just making sure that I continue to help my other artists out, improve their work, improve my work, travel, market. That's why I'm here today. Involve myself with other people, get out there, show people who I am, what I do. That's definitely short-term goals because I kind of shake and fell in that. Far as long-term goal is just to give my mom a house. That's the long-term goal. And I actually want to say you're inspiring.
Thank you.
Because I mean, you act well, art, of course, I keep saying it's me and love and stuff, but it's also my getaway from everything I've been through too. So even though it's a man thing, thank you. Because it definitely helps me today.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it's that's good too, Keisha, because Where Men Hurt, and just in us sharing dialogue here today, and even when we were upstairs and Keisha was saying, where can I buy that?
Right.
Do you have some in the car? Some books. And so that's really, really good. And even though it's designed to help men, it can help women too. So you don't just have to be a male, or a hurting man to get into this. You may know someone. You may know someone that's hurting or dealing with some things. And so that is really, really good. I can't say it enough. Very, very exciting. I'm happy for you, Andrew, with you being obedient.
Absolutely.
You being obedient and stepping out there and saying okay, and it makes me think about myself, because there have been times when I've been given assignments and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And I want to say just the group is not designed for hurt men.
Okay.
It's designed for every man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every man is going through something.
Okay.
And so it doesn't have to be I'm depressed and, or it don't have to be I lost my job, or it don't have to be that it could be, hey, I'm just going through everyday life. I'm trying to figure out how to be the best father, how to be the best husband. It's about building the relationship so that men can have each other. And I'm a firm believer in it, and this is where I get kind of passionate.
Okay.
It is, if you can get a man to a great place, a better place, then you will get a wife, you'll get the kids, you'll get the neighborhood, you'll get the community, you'll get the state, you'll get the nation. So
It's contagious.
by by creation, the head is the man.
Yes.
And so everything falls down and everything
Yes.
will line up. And I think the problem with us as men is that we don't see it lining up immediately. So then we give up on it. And so that's what we're there for, to say, hey, you ain't quite there yet. Just keep pushing. And it's easy for me because I'm on the other side. Now, when I was in it, it was different. I was crying like they would be crying. But I mean, we cried Monday night.
Okay.
It is. What do we do as men to help men get to a better place? And once we affect the man, we'll affect the whole world.
That's powerful. That is so powerful. And thank you for clearing that up for me, because I was thinking that this was just for the hurt men, but for you to expound on it in such a way, no, it's not for just the man that's hurting. Absolutely. It's just for men. Right. And then when you illustrate how, that headship thing, and then all of those that are underneath, and then now it's become one. Yes.
Becomes full circle.
Yeah. And I hear your passion when you said this was, it came through like a big neon sign. And so that is really, really good. So last couple of questions, guys. Keisha, I'm gonna start with you. Tell us about your chamber experience. Tell us about your experience with Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
What? Let me tell you. When I first came into the Tri-County, I was really simple-minded to business, honestly speaking. And this really was just November of last year. I had a DBA, and whenever I went to the meeting, everybody was like, shh, don't say that. You don't got a DBA. You say you have an LLC. And I was so confused, and I was still struggling with like taxes, trying to learn that. And I just thought, just get the building and open it, and I didn't realize it was just so much with it. So whenever I met you, I was just like,
me?
Yeah, it was just amazing. Like, I've learned so much, and still, I know I'm not too much on with it, but being here today and even speaking to you, I just feel like my mind has opened up so much more to just reach out, mostly with the book publishing and what we discussed about that. And just so much. So I see myself really, really, really getting a lot of help as far as like uplifting my business as a Black woman in the tattoo world.
Yeah, and you, there is still so much in you. You've accomplished a lot in just under a year, and I just don't. And what I know, my relationship with you, I don't believe you've scratched the surface. I think that there is just so much more. I've
seed.
And I've looked at your work. I don't have tattoos, but I've seen your work and work of art, definitely. But I've seen you go from great to greater, and growing up, there's this thing my mom used to say, good, better, best. You may have been good at first, but now you're, and I say good, great, greater. And there is so much more. There is so much more. So don't ever give up. Don't ever, give in. Don't ever, we're going to have ups and downs and good days and bad days, but you are so on your way.
Thank you.
You are so a woman in a man's tattoo business world, you know?
And I would add, lean on those people that are in your circle, right? That's what we don't do, is we figure we got to do it by ourselves. So you've got a great product. You've obviously got great service. So lean on those people when things start getting rough. Don't figure you have to do it by yourself, or wait till it's at the very end. And then you don't have a choice. And no, just lean on those people. That's what I would say.
Definitely something I suffer with. I feel like I have to do everything on my own.
You really struck a chord right there with
that one. It builds up. I be in the house like ding, 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 and realize that Kayla's hitting me, like reaching out to me, like, Keisha, just let me know what you need. I'll make this. And I'll be like, okay, thank you, girl. So yeah, definitely.
Those people are genuinely in your corner, and you have to be able to use the resources that God provides for you.
Correct.
And ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for help.
Uh-huh.
You've got resources, like Andrew said, and then you've got resources within the chamber, and
Yes.
there are people that genuinely want to help you. Sometimes it's just a matter of a phone call. I know that you're a texter. Sometimes you just send me a text, and Miss Bobby, can you talk? Can we talk? And I'm just like, yeah, let's make it happen. And so even in business, like I said earlier, there are highs and lows, but that's all a part of it. That is all a part of it. So good job. Okay, so Andrew, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Tell us about your chamber experience.
I think my chamber experience has been it's been different, right? So I'm a part of 7 different chambers in my credit card industry.
Okay.
So I do a lot of networking. I see a lot of people. But the thing that I see different about the Tri-City is that they are intentional about reciprocation.
Okay.
So the other chambers that I'm a part of, they're giving me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. Let's do this. How can you support? But I don't get much in return for that. So what I see different here is the return on my investment, whether it's getting the educational tools, getting the valuable connections. So that's the thing that has really made me determine that this is the place for me. And so I really I appreciate the efforts that y'all put into the networking events that you put on are great. I haven't got to get to many of them, but they've always been very beneficial for me.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And we are very intentional. We are not a social outlet. We're not getting together just to say, hey girl, what you got going on?
Right.
No, we're like, how can we make you better? What do you need? What are the next steps for your business, and how can we help you get there?
Absolutely.
And that's what it is about for us. And so I thank you guys for sharing. Today it has been amazing. Our time is winding down. However, it has been very, very well spent. And so I am excited for your futures and what you have coming up. And Keisha, you and your second studio, congratulations on that. I'm sure there's going to be a grand opening.
Yes, there will be.
Okay, there's going to be a grand opening for that. And Andrew, of course, you're great. I need to talk to you about the clearance thing, because I need to transition to save more money for my small business. And also I'm super excited about your event this weekend, and I'm just going to go on the website and I can make my donation through there. Ma'am. So if you're needing a tattoo, look up Keisha. It's made Island Ink
Tattoo Studio.
Okay, Island Ink Tattoo Studio. Both locations are in Galveston. The second location is not open just yet.
No, it's not open yet. It'll be open September the 1st.
Okay, September 1st. So if you're needing a tattoo like right now, okay, get with Keisha. Island Ink, like the ink, from the tattoo. Not INC, INK Studios for all of your tattoo needs. This girl is a beast with the ink. That might be a tagline. This girl is a beast.
That's what everybody calls me. Everybody tells me every time I finish one. They're like, you a beast.
Okay.
I'm like,
okay. And you've heard it right here on GMT Radio. A woman-owned tattoo studio. Check out Keisha for that. And of course, check out Andrew Landry he is the director for Clearance Processing Studios. And also go on his website, Where Men Hurt, for to make a donation or to be a participant. Sign up to join and all those things for his event this weekend. So thank you so much for sharing with us. We are glad to have had you. We're time well spent. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much, and we shall see you next time.